The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Coldesina, and I'm the manager of travel industry accounts with Sports Travel and Tours, and also one of our tour hosts. I'd like to thank you for joining me this evening. A couple of housekeeping items to get underway, or to go over before we get underway. First, your phones have automatically been muted, or if you're using the audio from your laptop or desktop computer or any other type of electronic device, the microphone has automatically been muted, so you don't have to worry about inadvertently disturbing the presentation. Second, we will be answering questions. The way we will do this, when you logged into the webinar, there should have been a module that popped up. There's a question feature there. Just type in your questions at any point in time during the presentation. At the end of the presentation, I'll be going over all of the questions. Also, the very last slide in the presentation will have my contact information. If you'd rather reach out to me by phone or by email at your leisure, please don't hesitate to do that. Would love to answer any questions that you might have. I realize that for many of you, this may be your first upcoming trip with us. You may not have known anything about who Sports Travel and Tours is and what we do, but that you're here because we are the official licensed travel partner of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Some of you, though, have traveled with us before, but for the benefit of those that haven't, I just wanted to take 2 to 3 minutes just to give you an overview of who we are and what we do. So we are in our 21st year of operation, offering fan travel packages to games and events all over North America, but to some select international events as well. We are best known for our baseball road trips, pro and college football gridiron getaways, Hall of Fame travel packages, not just to the Baseball Hall of Fame, but also to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the many classic events that we offer, such as the Kentucky Derby, the Masters, U.S. Open, Tournament of Roses Parade. Our experience and attention to detail, as well as our customer focus, have enabled us to have a return guest rate that is constantly above 60%. What that means is, for those people that travel with us for the first time, 60% of you are going to travel with us again. May not be the next year, maybe 2 years, 3 years from now, but they do come back because they have enjoyed what we do so much. And it's all because of the great people that we have working for us and the great people that we've partnered with and great organizations that we've partnered with, such as the National Baseball Hall of Fame. This allows us to offer many exclusive features to select tours and packages. Baseball road trips is really what started out this company, so I just want to take a minute or two to go over what those are. And some of you may even be on 2 of our baseball road trips that include the National Baseball Hall of Fame Induction Weekend this year, our Induction Plus trip and our Houston Induction Special. But what is a baseball road trip? Well, it's a hosted tour anywhere from 3 to 11 days in length. These tours travel the country, they travel U.S. and Canada, primarily seeing major league games in major league parks, but also taking in some minor league games as well. Along the way, we try to visit museums, historical points of interest, local attractions, and wherever possible, we try to include guided tours of the ballparks we're visiting. We also allow some independent time so that you can explore a city or an area on your own. Baseball fans keep choosing Sports Travel and Tours because of the quality and detail that go into our trips each year. We offer trips that give you the opportunity to see great games and great seats, stay in hotels that are centrally located so that you can use any leisure time you have to explore a city and its surroundings. And most of our trips are point to point, so we don't waste time doubling back, which means less time driving and more time seeing and doing. About 14 years ago, based on customer feedback, we found that the majority of our travelers had a desire to see all 30 Major League Baseball parks at some point in their lifetime. So we put together our Passport to Baseball and our Stadium Hall of Fame. The first time you travel with us, in fact, if you just got your documents, you probably received a Passport to Baseball, has a page for each Major League stadium. Each time you go to a different stadium with us on either one of our hosted baseball road trips or a custom baseball package that we put together for you, you receive a sticker that will show the name of the stadium, the date of the game, and the matchup. When you've been to all 30 Major League parks, we invite you to Cooperstown Hall of Fame weekend in July, and we hold an induction ceremony. The picture that you're looking at on the screen right now was our class of 2013. This year, as our next induction class, we'll have 43 new individuals that are inducted, and we're hoping that our next class will be in 2019 with at least 40 or 50 new members to this great honored class. Okay, well, so let's move into what we're here for, and that's baseball's induction weekend. This webinar really is going to give you an overview of the weekend's activities. Hopefully, it'll answer many of the questions that you have, but also your tour hosts on each of your individual packages should be able to answer all of the questions that you have as well. And then while you're in Cooperstown on either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, Sports Travel and Tours will have a booth or little tent set up on Main Street right at the entrance to Doubleday Field, and a little bit later in the presentation I'll show you on a map where that is located. The tent will always be staffed by at least one or two Sports Travel and Tours staff members that should be able to answer pretty much any question that you might have, not just about Cooperstown, but about any of our programs. So each year in late July, thousands, in fact, tens of thousands of people descend upon the tiny hamlet of Cooperstown, New York, to see baseball's greatest players honored by the National Baseball Hall of Fame. This year, Ivan Rodriguez, Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, Bud Selig, and John Schuerholz will be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. We are offering 5 different packages and 2 baseball road trips for this year's induction weekend. This will kind of give you an overview of what to expect regardless of what trip you're on. Our packages are either 3 days, 2 nights, arriving Friday, departing Sunday, or 4 days, 3 nights, arriving Friday and departing on Monday. All of the packages do have the availability to add a pre-arrival night or a post-departure night, so many of you may be coming in on Thursday the 27th. For those of you that are on our baseball road trips, I believe you are coming in Saturday early afternoon, just after noontime. So anyway, the first event or first item on your itinerary, and most of you should have received your document package by now. If not, they will be probably coming tomorrow via FedEx. But is 4:30 p.m., sometimes 5, depending on the individual package. You'll have an opportunity to first meet your host and also kind of meet some of the other guests that will be on the trip with you. There are some additional items that your tour host will be giving out at that time. And then at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock, if you're on the Grand Slam package, is our trip receptions. Each package or each host hotel is going to be hosting a trip reception with the exception of the Hampton Inn. If you're at the Hampton Inn, you're going to be at Buca di Beppo, which is just a short drive away, and transportation via motor coach is provided. But the trip reception is a great opportunity to get to know some of your fellow travelers, enjoy a nice meal, and just talk about things that are coming up for this upcoming induction weekend. For those of you that are on our Base Hit Plus, our infield or home run packages, any of you that are staying at the Albany Marriott, there's the Umps Eye View Sports Talk, which takes place at 8 p.m. to 9:30. If a Major League umpire could ever steal a show, Al Clark might have been the one to do it. During his 26 seasons as a professional umpire, he officiated at Nolan Ryan's 300th win, Cal Ripken's record breaker, and the Earthquake World Series in 1989. Al gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the great American pastime and takes questions from the group. Al has also written a book recently entitled Called Out But Safe, A Baseball Umpire's Journey, and that book will be available for purchase, and Al will be autographing it as well. So now let's move on to Saturday morning. Breakfast will be at your host hotel from 6 a.m. to approximately 8:30, and then departure for Cooperstown, depending on your package, will be anywhere from 7:45 to 8:30 a.m., arriving into Cooperstown between 9:15 and 9:45 a.m. It's about an hour and 15 minutes or so to Cooperstown from the hotels in the Albany area. And then for our Grand Slam package, which is in Oneonta, it's just about 30 minutes from the hotel to Cooperstown. The first item on the itinerary for most of the tours is going to be the Hall of Fame Awards presentation at 4:30 p.m., which takes place at Doubleday Field. However, if you're on the Grand Slam package, there is the Artifact Spotlight, which will be at 11:30 a.m. in the Hall of Fame at the Bullpen Theater. The Hall of Fame Awards presentation are the awards that the Baseball Hall of Fame gives out to media. There's a Print Journalism Award and a Broadcast Journalism Award. And then at 6 p.m. is the Parade of Legends. This is where all of the returning Hall of Famers will parade down Main Street in open-air vehicles. Once they have done this, they will get out at the Hall of Fame, wave to the crowd. It's a great opportunity to take some pictures, and then they go into the Hall of Fame. The whole parade lasts about 45 minutes at the most. And where it's staged is down Main Street, and I will show you a picture of the map or layout of Cooperstown to give you an idea where the places to view the parade would be. Immediately following the end of the parade, you will make your way to the parking lot at Doubleday Field, where we will be staging the buses to board. What will be happening is you'll actually go into Doubleday Field, and you can sit there in the bleachers or in the grandstands on the first base side, and then we will, once the buses arrive, we will call out the buses by package and get everyone quickly loaded up and on their way back to Albany. For the 3-day, 2-night packages, you will receive 2 souvenir entrance tickets to Baseball Hall of Fame, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. You do not need the tickets to get into the Hall of Fame. The only thing that you will need for entrance into the Hall of Fame is a lanyard that will look similar to this. It will have your first name in large print, and then in smaller print it'll have your full name. It'll show the state that you're from, and it'll also give you the kind of the high-level details of the package that you're on. Because we're the official travel partner of the Baseball Hall of Fame, all of the staff recognize that lanyard. It has our logo. It has the Baseball Hall of Fame logo. That's all that you need to enter into the Hall of Fame. So on this map, you see a number of different arrows pointing in a number of different directions. So the first one I want to point out is the yellow arrow. So this is pointing to the intersection of Fair and Main Street. This building here that's just in front of the orangish arrow is the National Baseball Hall of Fame, and it's pointing to the front or main entrance where there's 2 possible ways to enter into the Hall of Fame. The first is just the main entrance, but you're not going to want to use the main entrance because that's where everyone's going to be lined up that has to actually purchase an admission ticket. So you don't want to get in that line. But immediately to the left of that entrance is the VIP entrance. All you have to do is show your lanyard, walk right in. However, for Saturday morning, the motor coaches are going to drop off approximately at this yellow arrow. The easiest way to enter is to walk up Fair Street to the back of the Baseball Hall of Fame. You can enter into the library entrance, which is represented by this green arrow. Just inside there. Only Baseball Hall of Fame members are allowed to go in this way, so you're just going to show your lanyard, walk right in. So that will probably be the easiest way on Saturday morning. Because you're a member, you can go in and out as many times as you need to. Coming back in, it's probably best to use the VIP entrance. Now, if you go down Main Street, 0.3 miles from the main entrance to the Hall of Fame if you follow the blue arrow down the parking lot to Main Street, it's 0.3 miles from the yellow arrow to the entrance to the parking lot of Doubleday Field. Doubleday Field is where we will have the Hall of Fame Awards presentation at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon, and the parking lot between Main Street and the Doubleday Field is where the buses will pull in and where we'll be loading up everyone. If you can see just to the left of the blue arrow, the first base side bleachers, that's where we will be meeting immediately following the parade to wait for the buses to pull into town. And then the purple arrow, this shows you the intersection of Main Street and I think it's Chestnut. The parade is actually going to start in this back parking lot of Doubleday Field, turn right onto Chestnut, and then turn right onto Main Street. The best places to view the parade is really going to be anywhere along Main Street, although it does get increasingly more crowded as you get closer to the Hall of Fame. Main Street is not very wide, so I would stay kind of closer to Doubleday Field on Main Street where you're going to have a better viewing opportunity. Also, as you get further, I guess I think it's west on Main Street, the sidewalks kind of slope up a little bit so that if you're standing back on the sidewalk, you are a little bit higher in elevation from those that are right at street level, so it does give you a better sight line for the parade. Now, this is just another representation. You can see that this black dot represented by the number 9, that's the Hall of Fame. The yellow star is the corner of Main Street and the parking lot entrance for Doubleday Field. That's where we will have our tent set up on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that will always be staffed by at least one Sports Travel and Tours staff member. And then you can see Doubleday Field just below that, represented by number 12. And then a couple of other things just to point out. If you're a repeat visitor to Cooperstown and may not want to spend all of your day at the Hall of Fame, a couple of interesting things to see is the Farmers Museum, which is represented by number 2. Just across the street and above the golf course is the Fenimore Art Museum. That's James Fenimore Cooper. And then one place that I always like to get to sometime on Saturday just to enjoy maybe 45 minutes of peace and tranquility is the Lakefront Park, represented by number 4. Otsego Lake, otherwise known as Glimmerglass Lake, is an absolutely stunning lake. They call it Glimmerglass Lake because normally the water is so calm it looks like you're looking at a glass or a mirror. There is a restaurant there that offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as a bar. And then there's boat launches that go out and take you for a scenic tour of the lake as well. Okay, so let's move on to the floor plan of the Baseball Hall of Fame. We're going to start out on the first floor. The blue arrows show the 2 preferred entrances, the VIP entrance on the left, and then the right blue arrow is the library entrance. The green arrows show you that there are 2 restrooms on the first floor. Things to point out on the first floor to see while you're there. There's the Learning Center. This is space that's used for education-based programming, including hands-on learning and special events. There will be information for current programs that will be going on that will be found on the information screens in the museum lobby. Then there's also the Art of Baseball. The sport is an inspiration for many creative outlets, and some of these have made their way to Cooperstown. One particular work to look at is the portrait of Tom Seaver by Andy Warhol. Also then, of course, the main feature to the first floor is the Hall of Fame Plaque Gallery. This is where the bronze plaques for more than 300 Hall of Famers are housed, and where this year's class will have their Hall of Fame plaques housed beginning Monday morning. There's also baseball at the movies. You can take a look at Hollywood's fascination with baseball and how it's been captured in hundreds of films. There's an area dedicated to scribes and mikemen. This honors the greatest journalists to broadcast and write about the national pastime. It's also where you can find information on the past award winners for the Ford C. Frick Award, which is given annually for broadcasting excellence, and the J.G. Taylor Spink Award, which is presented annually for meritorious contributions to baseball writing. The Bullpen Theater is also located on the first floor. That's where the Artifact Spotlight will be for those that are on the Grand Slam package. And then there's also the Giamatti Research Center, where the Baseball Hall of Fame can help you learn more about our pastime. So let's move on to the second floor. Second floor, we have the Cooperstown Room. Before starting the journey through baseball, the Cooperstown Room examines the history of the Hall of Fame and how the home of how the home of baseball figures into that. Then there's Taking the Field. This is the 19th century. Features baseball's formative beginnings, and it's an engaging interpretation of baseball's early years. There's the 20th century baseball timeline. This is an exploration of baseball's history by generation that details baseball's notable players, legendary teams, and historic moments. Next is Babe Ruth, His Life and Legend. This presents the story of the Sultan of Swat in scrapbook form, taking the visitors from Ruth's earliest days to his peak as a player and through his post-career life as one of America's most beloved figures. Also, there's Diamond Dreams, Women in Baseball. This space salutes the roles that women have played in every level of baseball, including management. Then there's Pride and Passion. This details the history of African Americans in baseball from the Civil War through the Major League and beyond. One of the newer sections is Viva Baseball. This opened in 2009, and it's an interactive exhibit dedicated to baseball in the Caribbean Basin countries. Then there's Today's Game. This captures the memories and milestones from the last several years, and it features lockers containing recent artifacts for each of the 30 major league teams and a display with items from the most recent baseball season. And then lastly is Diamond Mines. This tells the story of baseball scouts. Our online scout exhibit includes images and artifacts from the museum's exhibits and an extensive database of information and scanned historic scouting reports. As we move up to the third floor, we have Sacred Ground. This examines the ballparks of past and present and takes a look at America's cathedrals of the game. Then there's Hank Aaron, Chasing the Dream. Dedicated in 2009, it chronicles Aaron's life from childhood through his big league career and post-baseball activities. And then One for the Books. This records basically it's a special place in the hearts and minds of baseball fans where it looks into all the different books that were written about America's national pastime and some of its indelible moments. One last thing to look for on the third floor, there is a section that is dedicated to baseball fans. And if you look carefully on one of the walls, you'll see a copy of our first Passport to Baseball and information on the Millennium trip we did in 2000 that covered all 30 major league parks in approximately 5.5 weeks. So over the last few years, we've compiled a list of several suggestions from our tour hosts that might add to your Cooperstown experience. One of the things that they always point out is that there are 2 gift shops in the Baseball Hall of Fame on the first floor. One that's right inside the library entrance and one that's right inside the main entrance. There's also plentiful dining options in Cooperstown. For example, Danny's Market is a favorite with a number of the hosts. The Cooperstown Diner, it's very small, but it's very good. The Doubleday Cafe and the Back Alley Grill are all great restaurants, and hosts have probably eaten at all of those at one point in time over the several years that they've been involved with the Baseball Hall of Fame. Also, on Saturday and Sunday, Main Street in Cooperstown will be closed to vehicular traffic, so it's easy to get around. You don't have to worry about just walking on the sidewalk. But also a lot of the shops have additional things for sale out in the sidewalk area, especially the restaurants. But then there's also vendors that come in from out of town that are selling wares and selling food items as well. So plenty of opportunities to get a snack or a really good full-blown meal. Also, I mentioned the Lakefront Park. The Lakefront Hotel and Restaurant is there. Great lunch and dinner options as well as bar service that is available. Now moving on to Sunday. Sunday we will be departing at about the same time for Cooperstown, arriving approximately 9:15 to 9:45 a.m. depending on your package, 11:30 a.m. for the Grand Slam. I should mention that the 2 baseball road trips, the Induction Plus and the Houston Induction Special, should be arriving into Cooperstown between 12:30 and 1:30 on Saturday, and then they will be leaving at the same time after the Parade of Legends on Saturday evening. On Sunday, once you arrive at the induction site, you'll have a few hours of free time, and what we suggest doing is locating your seat. The seats will be reserved for the packages that have VIP seating. Those seats are reserved. For the packages that have reserved seating but not in the VIP section, those are reserved as well. Obviously, you can leave any items that you want to on your seat. The tour hosts will be staying in place, as well as there's several other Sports Travel and Tours staff members that will be in place watching the seating area. And then also we bring in several large coolers full of bottled water that we keep iced, so we make sure that those are all safe and secure. So please feel free to take the free shuttle buses that are available to go back up to the Main Street area and the Hall of Fame. If you can see on this picture, the lower picture to the left, there's a line of school buses. Those are the shuttles that will take you it's just under a mile from the induction site back up to the Hall of Fame. So I've got two maps here. They're basically identical in terms of what they're covering. The induction site, if you look on the map on the right, is located at number 15 with the red dot. If you're looking at the map on the left, it's the yellow arrow is pointing to the yellow star where the motor coaches will be parked. And then where you see the two baseball diamonds, just to the right of those is where the large stage tent area will be set up, and then going I guess back from there towards the wooded area is where the seating will be. The VIP section will be kind of fenced off, and then our non-VIP reserve seating will be immediately on the other side of that short fence line. The distance between the induction site and the Baseball Hall of Fame is 0.9 miles, but like I said, there is a free shuttle that runs just continuously. They just do a looping shuttle. However, the last returning shuttle leaves Cooperstown at 1 p.m. So you need to make sure that you're on that to get there, get back to the induction site for the 1:30 p.m. start. If for some reason you miss that, or you just would rather walk back, it's a very easy walk, just under a mile, and coming from town to the induction site, it's all slightly downhill. So it's a very easy walk. Okay, so going back to Sunday, the induction ceremony itself starts at 1:30 p.m. There are refreshments that are sold on site, soda, water, hot dogs. I think they had hamburgers. It's not a huge selection of food, but there is enough of a selection. And we will have bottled water for our guests in both in the VIP section and in the non-VIP section. Box lunches that will be provided. They'll be giving those out when you get back onto the motor coach sometime in the late afternoon to go back to Albany. Basically, the induction ceremony does not have a set end time. It really depends on how long each of the inductees take during their acceptance speech, but we expect it to run sometime between 2 and 3 hours in length. Once the induction is over, the motor coaches are parked on site. They're probably no more than 200 yards, 250 yards away. Once we board and you receive your box lunch, it may be as many as 20 to 30 minutes before the on-site security gives us the okay to pull out and start our journey back towards Albany or Oneonta if you're on the Grand Slam package. For those of you that are on a 3-day, 2-night package that ends on Sunday, the motor coaches will go directly back to the airport and then to the hotel. For the packages that are staying in Albany, all of the hotels are about 5 minutes from the airport, so it won't take incredibly long to go from the airport to back to the hotel. If you're checking out and leaving Sunday either by air or by car, make sure that you do check out. You can put your bags on the bus for safekeeping if you're going to the airport. If you're departing by car, then you can either leave your bags with the bell desk at the hotel, or you can leave them locked in your car. The buses will be, the drivers will be with the buses during the induction, so everything will be safe and secure. So you can go ahead and leave things either underneath the bus or still at your seat on the bus. Okay, for those packages that are staying for Monday, Monday's event is the Legends of the Game Roundtable. This is a hosted question and answer session with the class of 2017. It takes place Doubleday Field at 10:30 a.m. We will be departing to Cooperstown basically at the same timing. You're going to check out of your hotel. For those of you that are departing on Monday, at the end of the day, the buses will again go straight to the airport and then back to the hotel for those people that are driving. You do have additional free time to explore Cooperstown and its surroundings. Motor coaches are scheduled to depart for the airport at 4 p.m. One thing that you will find is that Monday will be considerably less crowded than Saturday or Sunday. Main Street will be open again to vehicular traffic. Things will be a little bit more sedate. So if you want some additional time to go back to the Hall of Fame and see some of the exhibits, that's going to be a good time to go ahead and take care of that. So that brings us to the end of our discussion. I do see that we have a number of questions that have come in. So let me pull up the question module and take a look here. 1 second. So the first question is, can we have this presentation emailed to us? So yeah, so we are recording the webinar. What will happen is probably in the next 24 to 36 hours, it's going to be posted to our YouTube channel. It should also then have a link that'll be posted somewhere on our Facebook page. And I think within the next 48 hours, there may be an email going out thanking you for attending and also including a link that will take you to our YouTube channel so that you can watch the video. Now, we did a 7 o'clock session as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be this session or the 7 o'clock session that will be uploaded. We'll kind of review it and see which one turned out best, and that'll determine it, but it's pretty much the exact same information that was covered. Next question is, will seats be provided for the induction? If so, what kind of seat is it? So yes, for the packages that have VIP seating, that's going to be the infield package, the Grand Slam, and the home run. They are folding plastic seats that are provided by the Baseball Hall of Fame. And then for all of the other packages, we provide folding camp-style chairs, or the canvas chairs that fold up and fit in the nice little bags. I think all of them, some of them have armrests. We set those up about 2 days in advance. We put them basically as close as we can to the back of the VIP section so that they're the best possible viewing location for our guests. They are monitored Sunday morning through the end of the induction site. So if you want to leave something there and go explore, you can definitely do that, and anything there will be safe. Let's see, the next question is the round table just for the Grand Slam package? No, so the round table on Monday at 10:30 is for any of the 4-day, 3-night packages. So that would be the Grand Slam, the home run, and the extra innings. And the Grand Slam, the home run, and the extra innings package are the ones that include Monday. Let's see, next question. Can you give us more info on the roundtable discussion, outside, inside, autograph, or picture opportunity? Definitely picture opportunity. The picture that we're looking at right now for Monday was from the 2015 induction. Craig Biggio and Randy Johnson, Smoltz, and Pedro. And so it is outside. It is in Doubleday Field. They set up approximately at first base, and then all of the guests that are attending are going to be sitting in the bleachers along the first base line. Autograph opportunities, probably not. I mean, there's always that possibility if you're right there at the kind of at the fence, not the fence, but there's kind of a barrier. You might be able to get an autograph, but from what I've seen, it's very unlikely that they do any type of autograph signing. Now, there is a good opportunity throughout the weekend for autographs. Just former players that happen to be in town. It's definitely a great spotting opportunity for baseball, whether it's baseball players, baseball officials, baseball management, reporters. I've run into Peter Gammons a couple times over the years in Cooperstown. We will be publishing on our Facebook page probably Thursday evening before induction a list of what players, both Hall of Famers and former players, that will be signing autographs. These are autographs that they will be signing at a fee, but it will list who they are, where they will be, and when they will be there, and how much they are charging. Also, if you go to our tent on Main Street, we'll also have a copy that you can look at. We probably won't have enough copies that we can give out. Normally it's published in a local newspaper, and we can usually get a few copies, but not enough to hand out, but it will be there for informational purposes. Let me take a look here. Next question is, hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Does the Parade of Legends get canceled if it is raining? I guess it would depend on how hard it's raining. Fortunately, we have not had anything canceled because of rain in the last probably 6 or 7 years. I think back in 2013, they delayed the start of the induction by about 15, 20 minutes because of a passing shower, but then after that, it was fine. Let's see, next question. I have the Yvonne Rodriguez book. Can he sign my copy, or do I have to purchase it there and get it signed? The only possible opportunity for this year's class to potentially get an autograph is going to be Monday after about 10:30, 11 o'clock. In the years past, they have been set up in a small hotel restaurant called the Tuna Cliff Inn that's right in the heart of Cooperstown. I do not know the specifics on if they will sign items that you bring in or you have to buy something there to sign, but that information should be available by Thursday evening on our Facebook page, or if you stop into our tent on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, we should have that information as well. Yeah, let's take a look here. Is the Base Hit Plus a VIP seating package? I'm not positive that was a package that we kind of put together at the last minute as we were selling out of some of our others. I will reach out to you afterwards and answer that. Give me about a half hour, and I should have your email address on file from the registration, and I'll send you an email to that. I don't see any more questions. Let me just leave this last slide up here. My contact information is there. Please take it down if you want to ask. Reach out to me afterwards and ask a question. Just want to talk about Induction Weekend. This is going to be my 6th induction. 2012 was my first. I've hosted 5 out of the last 6 years, but have been involved one way or the other operationally since 2012. So if there's not a question, if there's a question I can't answer, I know somebody in the company that can, because they've been there a lot longer than I have. So I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your evening to join me, and please reach out to me if there's anything I can do to assist you, and I hope you have a great induction weekend. Look for me at the tent or just around. I'll have a nice big lanyard that says Michael on it, and I'll be wearing a Sports Travel and Tours hat and a Sports Travel and Tours shirt, along with about 7 or 8 other hosts that are going to be around Cooperstown that weekend. Thank you very much.